This is a Fonzie Studio podcast.
Happy Pun Day! If you love puns, you're in the right place, because there's no place on the left. Every week, Jay will share a new one with you. And now, the man so full of puns that he's just bursting, and he can't hold them in any longer, even though we beg him to. It's Jay Idle.
So once, long ago, back in the Middle Ages, there was a wonderful kingdom of Camelot. And in Camelot, there was a brave knight by the name of Circumference. Well, Circumference entered a big tournament that was held by the king. Well, the king had promised a fantastic prize to the winner, and everybody wanted it, so they were fighting with all their might. And ultimately, in the final competition, it was Circumference against a mystery knight. Now, no one knew who this mystery knight was, but this mystery knight was really tough and powerful. Eventually, though, Circumference was able to defeat this mystery knight and became the victor. And the crowd cheered. They were so happy for him. And then when he took the helmet off of the mystery knight, that's when they discovered that it was actually the queen. And the king was not very happy with Circumference for defeating his wife in battle. So rather than getting his fantastic prize, instead, he was sent away. He was thrown out of the kingdom and sent to patrol Chickenshire. Now, this was a village just outside of Camelot, and, well, as you can probably guess from the title, everybody there was chicken. They were afraid of their own shadows. And now that Circumference was there to protect them by orders of the king, well, they came to him with everything. There were knocks on his door day and night. He couldn't get any rest. There's a sound outside. It was the wind. There's a horrible noise coming from the basement. It was their family dog. It was crazy things like this, and eventually Circumference got real tired of dealing with it. He couldn't take it anymore. He had just had enough, and he refused to answer the doors, and he stayed inside, away from everyone. Well, meanwhile, on the outside of this little village, there was a big university. Not just big in numerous students, but also big in size because the students were dragons. So Dragon U was right out there, and dragons came from all over the kingdom to study there at Dragon U. Well, it was almost graduation time, and this one dragon by the name of Milo, he'd been studying there for 40 years, and he still hadn't graduated. And eventually he went to the dean, and he says to the dean, I really want to graduate this time. What have I got to do? What have I got to do? Well, the dean says, you bring me 13 helmets from 13 knights, and I will let you graduate. Well, Milo was pretty excited because he wanted to graduate, but at the same time, he'd never really gotten good at fighting or anything. So he went out looking for knights, and everywhere he went, he couldn't really find any. And then he came across this shop, and this shop sold armor to knights, and he thought, man, this is perfect. This is just what I need. So he went in there, and he bought all of their helmets. Unfortunately, he said he was given 13. When he took them to the dean, and the dean counted them, turns out there was only 12. So Milo was real disappointed. The dean said, you need one more if you're going to graduate. And he thought, man, where am I going to find a knight's helmet? I don't want to fight. But the dean gave him an idea, because the dean knew about Circumference living right there in Chickenshire. And he said, if you go in there and you defeat Circumference and bring me his helmet, then you shall graduate. Well, Milo didn't really want to deal with all this nonsense, but, what is a dragon to do? So he went into town, and of course people are terrified. Here comes a dragon coming through their village, and everybody's running and screaming and going to tell Circumference that they need their help. But Circumference thinks, this is probably just some other stupid thing. It's probably a mouse, maybe a leaf is blown across their path. These cowards. Well, eventually, though, he was brought to a big surprise when there was a loud bang on his door. Bang, bang, bang. So he goes to the door, and standing there is Milo the dragon. And the dragon says, "I've come to defeat you in battle." And Circumference says, "Oh, really? Finally! Oh man, I've been chasing caterpillars and butterflies and falling feathers for the last few years. I've been so bored." So he is real excited. He's like, "Give me a minute. Let me put on my armor. I can't wait to get out there and do this thing." So he does. He puts on his armor. He goes out there, and the battle begins. Well, Circumference is a little overweight now, and he's a little out of shape, and he's not as good as he used to be, but he does a pretty good job keeping up with Milo. Milo, on the other hand, is not a very good fighter. I mean, he's a kind of a disgrace to the dragon race. But they go on and on with their battle, and this battle goes on for hours and hours and hours and hours, and finally it's gone on for an entire day, and they're both exhausted, just so tired. And Circumference says, "Oh man, I don't think I've got any more. I guess I don't even know why I'm fighting with you." Milo says, "I don't really want to fight either. The issue is I need your helmet." And Circumference says, "Really? All of this for the helmet? You could have just asked." So Circumference takes off his helmet, hands it to Milo, and Milo is thrilled. He runs to see the Dean. He's like, Dean, look, I got my 13th helmet. It's the helmet from Circumference." He's really happy. It's a beautiful day for him. And the Dean counts them out. Sure enough, there's a total of 13, and he says, "Well, great. Now you just need to sit down and eat them all." And Milo says, "What? Huh?" He says, yeah. You need to eat these helmets now. So Milo sat down with all of these helmets, and he ate them one by one, very slowly. And he did not enjoy this experience at all, but he did it little by little, one by one, until they were all gone. And when they were all gone, he just felt awful. He was tired and weak and dizzy, and it was just awful. I guess you could say he had one too many nightcaps. Thank you so much for listening. I really hope you enjoyed that. Thank you to whoever wrote that magnificent pun. Oh, I love it. It's a great one. I can't take credit, but I loved hearing it, and I love telling it. Good stuff. Thank you, Bruce Klein. Wonderful introduction, and the JH Band. Wonderful music. Godman for the open and closing. Join us next week. There will be more puns. There will be more joy. Huzzah! All right, that's it. How'd we do, Dawa? Awesome. Phones? Excellent. Then I'll share it.
Walking down the street with his golden flowing feet, hopping and a popping while he keeps the beat. God man, he's superhuman. God man, yet he is down. He hang around. He don't need spleef and won't judge in the least. He's your God self, like Kuan Yin. In this world of duality, we need someone we can count on. Disinformation has them hypnotized. So send your rays and set all free. Started off divine, then became human. The Mayans were right, there's a new age of brewing. There's Yard Man, Yard Woman. You can be like him, there ain't no sin to open your third eye and let the light in of your Atma, like Buddha. Sensitize your mind, transcend space and time. There ain't no doubt, now we need to find our I am, our true self.